In this lesson, we are going to cover simple VLOOKUP and a little bit of the intermediate VLOOKUP functionalities. So now let us start with that your sales data. This is the sales data based on that unique salesman ID. We have name, their classes, total revenue, and other financial data related to each of the salesmen. Now what we need to do, we need to pull out the data from the sales data table to the using the simple VLOOKUP. So these are the salesman ID, which is unique. So to write the VLOOKUP function, let us type VLOOKUP. Once you type it, it is asking for the lookup value. Lookup value is nothing but which unique value you are looking for. So this is the unique value. We just gave the unique value. Then we have to give the table array. So let me tell about the table array. Table array is nothing but you have to cover the range from the unique ID to the particular column from where you want to grab the value actually. So salesman, we want to take the name. So we are starting from the salesman ID, which is unique value we are searching for. And then we cover the name and then we cover the range because we don't know which particular row that ID belongs to. So then you have to press F4 just to lock the range. And this is very important step. Whenever you want to lock the range, you just press F4 after selecting the range. And then it is asking for that column index. Column index is nothing but from the unique row, unique column number. Like here, salesman ID, the unique ID. From that, which particular column you want to get the value. So name is the second column. So we are just providing that column index, which is nothing but 2 here. And then it is asking for the true or false. True is nothing about approximate match, which seems like when there is a similar type of matching is there, it will return the value. But we always return, we're looking for the exact match. Exact match is nothing but you have to write false. So if we type false there, it is providing the value. So if we search the similar ID over in the same table using the simple filter option, right? So if you search with that one, name is Robert. So that means VLOOKUP is able to pull the value based on the unique ID. And now what you have to do, you can copy paste this formula all over the column, and then it is retrieving the value as per the record available. So few of the cases we are getting some error message. This is nothing but if the VLOOKUP is not able to search the value in the table, then it will return the error message. So if you search this value in this table, let us see whether this unique entry is there or not. So this salesman ID is not there. So that's the reason VLOOKUP is throwing this error that this lookup is not available. So now let us see, we have to get the total revenue. We can use the similar formula, right? So we can use the simple VLOOKUP. Then this is the lookup value we are searching for. And then second thing, we have to give the lookup range, like from starting from that unique value column to the column from where we want to retrieve the value. So now let us see, here we are going to retrieve multiple values, right? So we can cover the whole table. There is no issue on that. So we can cover the whole table. And then, as I told you that you have to press F4 to lock the range. Now you have to press comma, and now it is asking for the column index, right? Column index is nothing but starting from the unique column, you have to give the column index. So if you see that total revenue is situated as column number 4, we are giving column 4. And then as I told you, always you have to press false for the exact match. Approximate match is nothing but sometimes if you match like 3 digit or 4 digit, it may return the value, and that is not the correct one most of the cases. So always make sure that you are using false. So if you press false, it is giving the revenue, right? So now we can copy paste the similar formula in the table, and then we can see how it works. If you paste the formula, it will pull the value from that your revenue table. And now you can see that as we have covered the whole range, we can get this value like total asset, total inventory income amount, and pending other amount. We can copy paste the similar formula, right? So we can just copy paste it. Only one thing, if you look into this formula, this lookup range, lookup cell has been changed to B because we haven't locked that lookup column cell. So what you have to do to lock the column cell, you have to just press $sign in front of A, and now if you press enter, this column is locked. Now we have to get the column index for total asset in the main table. So if you see the total asset column is nothing but it is situated in column 6. So we have to provide column 6 here. Now it will pull the total asset. So similar formula we can copy paste here. So it will pull all the total asset. So now if we copy paste the same formula, there will be no change on that your lookup cell. Now let us see if it's working or not. Now see, as I given the forwarded with the $sign, so your lookup cell has been locked now. So now we have to give the index of that your total inventory amount column. So total inventory amount column is located as position 8. So if we paste 8 in the column index, so if we update the column index with the 8, it will give the similar value, right? So this is that your total inventory amount for the first index. So we got all the values correctly. Now this is, let us see how VLOOKUP works. So this is the VLOOKUP function. VLOOKUP function is nothing but it looks for that a particular lookup value. Then you have to provide the table range, and always make sure whenever you are covering the range from your unique column number to the particular column where you want to retrieve the value, always press F4 to lock the range. Then you have to provide the column index. Column index is nothing but starting from that your column from where you are searching the value to the actual position of the column. So that column index will from where it will retrieve the value. And as I told you that always use false, or you can use 0 as well. 0 or false, you can use vice versa. And then if you enter, it will work, and if the value is available in the table, it will retrieve the value. Now let us see what else we can do with the VLOOKUP, right? So this is very straightforward VLOOKUP we have used here. Now, sometimes you can arrive with some problem with the VLOOKUP. Suppose this is the same salesman ID, and this is the lookup table you are looking for. So only one difference I can show you now. If we use the same VLOOKUP formula for the name, right? So let us use the simple VLOOKUP formula. So this is the lookup value I am searching for. Then I am covering that your table range from where I want to retrieve the name. If pressing F4 to lock the range, then that your column index, then pressing false. Now see, this is giving not available, right? So now let us see whether this entry is available in this table or not. So if we go and search in this table whether this entry is available, this entry is available, still it is showing no. So let us see why it is showing no. If you see here, this is now not matching because this is text, and in your this file, this table, you are searching with a number value. How you can overcome this type of problem? Because this type of problem may arrive whenever you are downloading the data from a server. Most of the time the server data will be in the text format, and the report you are generating, most of the unique ID will be in number, or it can be vice versa. So to overcome this problem, there is a function called text that will convert your lookup value into a textual format, and the text function format is nothing but you can give the lookup value index inside the text, press 0, right? So now it is providing. Let me elaborate it. So text is nothing but a function which converts the number into a particular format. Value you can change to a particular format. As we know that our source data is into a text format, so we have to convert our lookup value into a text format, right? So this is the value we want to convert, right? And the format is nothing but we are not going to change any formatting. We want this value to be converted to a text. So now this is nothing but a text value, right? So if we use this function inside the VLOOKUP, it will automatically able to pull the value. So now let us see if we copy paste the same formula all over the table. Now see, all are working correctly, right? So similar formula we can use here. So let me tell you, it is normal, nothing but is VLOOKUP. And then we are using a text function to convert a number value to a text value. So this is the number value as our lookup value. We want to convert as a text. There is no particular format we are looking for. And then we have to give the table index. Table index is nothing but similarly whatever we are doing previously. Let us unfilter it so that we can cover the range. So make sure whenever you are doing a VLOOKUP, your table should not be under a filter. So now we are using the same function, VLOOKUP text to convert that your lookup value into a text format. We are using zeroed as we don't have any particular format to represent. Now we have to provide the table array for that your total inventory amount, right? So we can start from here. We can go up to the total inventory amount. So we can cover the whole range as well. So total inventory amount range is covered. F4 to lock the range, and then we have to count that your position. So it is on that your 1, 2, 3, 4, 7th. It is in the 7th position. We are pressing 7, and then similarly false value. So it is retrieving the value, right? So we can use a similar formula. As I told you that you can lock the cell, right? So similarly here also you can lock the cell. There is no issue at all in Excel, because if you lock the cell, it will be able to pull the values, right? So similar for values, you can retrieve here also pending order number. So we have to provide that exact column number, right? So pending column number is just one more than this previous column number. So we can provide 8 here. So now let us see. Wherever the values are there, we can retrieve the value. You can test it later on. Then in few places there are no values are available. So that's the reason it is giving blanks. But this formula is working as it is. So the lesson learned, sometimes your source data can be into a text format and you are looking for a number value, and then you will not get the VLOOKUP formula correctly working. You have to use a text formula which converts the value into a text. And as we are not going to have a particular formatting option, so we are just providing 0. So it will just convert this number to a text, and then you can use inside a VLOOKUP and it works as it is. Now let us say if your report has a text searching unique ID and your table, right? Your table is nothing but a normal number value. Unique numbers, unique values are into a number series, right? So if we use this particular textual lookup value to search your respective column in the column values, now see normal VLOOKUP, will it work or not? So we are just using it as it is. Then we are going back to the same table. We are giving the range. We are locking the range by pressing F4, right? The name is in the second index that we know, and then we are pressing false. See, this particular value, let us see whether it is present here or not. This value was present in this file, so that's the reason it is giving it. So this value is there, but only one difference is there. All the values are into a number format, and the searching lookup value you're searching, this is into a textual format, right? It is in text. So it is most of the cases it is possible, vice versa. So now you have to change this text to a number. So that is, there is a function called value. So if you use this function called value, it takes this value and it converts into a number. So now this is the similar value, it is converting to a number. So this is very useful, these two type of function. Sometimes you have to convert a normal number to a text. Sometimes you have to convert a text to a normal number while you are doing the VLOOKUP. Now see, this function is working as it is because we are converting the text to a number, right? So let us see this formula is correctly working, and then you can apply the similar formula. Here also you can apply that you're locking that lookup cell by pressing by prefixing with a dollar symbol. So it works as it is, right? So this is the way we can cover up most of the error cases where you have to search a lookup value where it may be in a text format or into a number format. Then you can just do a quick check with your source data and then you can convert it accordingly, right? So this is the way it works. Now, most of the cases you arise another issue with the before doing the VLOOKUP. That is maybe possible that your source data doesn't have a unique ID column, right? So sometimes it's possible that most of the cases you don't have a unique ID to search with that your source data, right? So what we can do, some of the cases that if you combine two columns together, maybe that will create your unique ID. So for example, in this table, the salesman's ID are not unique. So if we combine with that your joining sequence, right? So the joining sequence with it, your salesman ID will produce a unique ID for our case. So what we need to do in our source table, we need to create a unique table, unique ID, because VLOOKUP works with that your unique ID. You are searching, suppose simple like your pin code, you can search a particular location, right? So simply to create the unique ID, what you can do, you can concatenate these two value. So you can use the simple concatenation function provided by Excel. You have to just provide this value, concatenate it with this value, so it is creating a unique ID, right? So we can write as a unique. So we can replace all the values in this table with this unique combination. Now we got a unique ID and this ID is not getting repeated. So if we search with this ID, we'll be able to get all the respective column values in our VLOOKUP. So now let us see in this table also we have that your salesman's ID. Some of the cases it is duplicated, but we have that your if we combine with that your joining sequence, it will create a unique ID, right? So maybe in your report it is possible that you can have multiple columns to be concatenated together before you are searching for that your VLOOKUP. So here also we can create a unique ID. So simple concatenation will work here. So you have to concatenate both of the columns and then it will create an unique ID. So let us cover for the whole range for our searching value, right? So it has covered for the whole table. So these are the unique ID. Now we can use the simple VLOOKUP as it is, right? So let us see. This is the unique lookup value we are looking for. And as you want to cover the whole range with a similar value, formula, we can lock that your lookup cell by prefixing with a dollar symbol. Then you have to give the similar table range. So this is the table range we can give as we want that name. So name is covered. We have to press F4 to lock the range. Name is in the second column and we are pressing false to get the exact match. We got it. So now let us cover for the whole table. Now let's see few of the cases it is giving NA, right? So the NA means the record is not available there. So let us see whether this record is missing there or we are missing something in our lookup function. So in this table, let us search whether this particular salesman's ID is available. The salesman's ID is available and even also that your joining sequence is available. Still, we are not able to get the value here in the intermediate this table. And now if you see here the joining sequence is 4 and in this table the joining sequence is also 4 but it is represented with prefixes with triple zero, right? So as a result your unique identifier got changed. Now it's a combination of both two, but in your intermediate table, we are representing it is as a digit 4, right? So now our unique identifier doesn't match, is not matching with our unique identifier in the source table. The reason behind it, in the source table, all the numbers are represented as a 4-digit character, right? So here, if you see here, all the number are presented as a 4-digit character, which are having like your prefixes with 000, 00, or single zero, depending on that your which number you're representing. So as a result, what is happening in our intermediate table, we are not able to get the values for few of the cases, right? For example, if we take this occurrence of this unique salesman ID. So if we search here in this table, this ID is present or not. This ID is also present, but here if you see, there is a 0 prefixing, right? So this type of problem is very difficult whenever you have a big source data, going there and changing for the sequence to a particular number sequence. It's very difficult and mammoth work. There is an easy solution for this one. Let us see how we can do. As I told you that there is a function called text, right? So text function, what it does, as I told you that it can take a value and then you can represent it into a formatting way, right? So as we want this particular value to be represented in a number sequence which are having 4-digit number. If there is 1-digit number, it will be prefixed with 3 zeros. Now, if we see here, the 4 is converted with prefixes with 3 zeros, right? Similarly, if we convert this particular 4-digit number using the same text formatting, with that your 4 0 is nothing but I want this number value to be represented in this 4-digit formatted way. Now it is there will be no change because this number is already there are 4 digits are available in this number. Now let us see how it will happen for the 3-digit number. If we press the same formula here for this 3-digit number, right? So you want to present all the numbers into a 4-digit number. Now see, there is a prefix with 1 single 0, right? So if we use the text formula inside a Vlookup formula, as we have seen the sequence in the source data, that all the joining sequence has been represented as a 4-digit number sequence. So we can represent it, convert our lookup before doing that your conversion, right? So this is the concatenation we're doing. So before doing the concatenation, we have to change this value, right? So what we need to do, we can do a text, and this particular value has to be represented in a 4-digit number in the concatenation. Now if you see here, this is the same value as we have seen after the unique concatenation in the first table, right? So see, now this concatenation works for us. So what we have done here, we have just converted this number sequence, unit digit number sequence to a 4-digit number sequence. So if we use this formula throughout the table, so all the single 3-digit has been prefixed with a single 0. All the single digit had been prefixed with a 3-0. Now if we see, automatically our VLOOKUP is able to pull the value. Few of the cases still it is not. Let us see whether it is a problem with the VLOOKUP or there is a issue whether this entry is not there in the table. Or so this entry is not there, so that's fine. So this will not be able, VLOOKUP will not be able to retrieve the value. That's the reason it is throwing the error. But wherever the entry is there, we are able to retrieve the value. So the lesson learned here, it's possible that sometimes you need to concatenate a couple of columns value to get the unique ID. So you can use the normal concatenation function, and that has to be used in both of the tables, like your report table and your source data table, to get the unique identifier. And then you can do a normal VLOOKUP. There is another issue we can sometimes arrive, that whenever you are doing the concatenation, the two columns value may be represented in a different way in both of the tables. As we see in the joining sequence is represented as a 4-digit number in our source data table, where in our report table, we are getting this as a single digit, or depending on which, it's just a single number. So it is just representing as the number value, right? So whenever you are doing the normal concatenation, it may conclude into a concatenated value that will not be the same unique value that you have already created in the source table. So what you have to do, we have to use the text function. With a formatted text function will work for us. So formatted text function, you can change this particular formatted using the text function. You can change this number to a particular digits of number. So as we know that it is 4-digit number, we converted it as a 4-digit number. Then we concatenated both of the values. Now this unique identifier is a similar matching a unique identifier as with our source data. So then the normal VLOOKUP will work as it is. So for this, we can use the text function. So today we have learned normal VLOOKUP, and then we use that your text function, value function inside the VLOOKUP to overcome few of our error messages or few of our technicalities. So next chapter we'll cover that your advanced VLOOKUP, and we will do the error handling as well. If you like